Nileeka, how you doing today? My name is Enrique Gonzalez. I'm actually right here in Phoenix, Arizona. Obviously, this is not Phoenix. This looks like New York right here. But you're a choreographer, Bollywood dancer. You have your own studio in London. You're in London right now?
Yes, I'm in London right now.
Awesome, awesome, perfect, perfect. Well, a few months ago, I had a chance to actually be in a meeting, in a press conference with the cast of Eternals, and I remember specifically Kumail Nanjani. He was saying that he got tricked into flying into London and being part of this musical. Now, in your experience, how difficult was to work with him, knowing that he might not take this serious because he's a comedian, or he was a horrible dancer, or he was more into his role of Kingo?
You know, honestly, he really took the dancing very seriously. And I could tell that he was someone who was an absolute perfectionist. He didn't have a huge amount of confidence when he started. So that was part of the journey and the process of, being his choreographer. I felt I had a huge responsibility, first and foremost, to help him believe in himself as a dancer. And then to actually teach him, because I always say when you teach beginners, it's the mental block first and then the physical later. So I definitely saw that with him. He was, really just telling me how terrible he was. Like every lesson we'd start with like 5 minutes about, I'm not a dancer. I've never been good. How am I going to do this? And then slowly that sort of started to wear away and his confidence started coming through. And he just started enjoying it.
Perfect, perfect. So I heard it took almost 4 months to complete the whole training. Is that something that happened, or can he do 10% much better?
So it took 3 months for us to finish the whole thing. And I think 1.5 to 2 of those months was just teaching him how to dance and basically getting him to a point where he felt that he could actually tackle choreography. So if you're someone that's never been to a dance class before, you're not going to go straight into a dance studio and be like, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, done. So just like he would do his personal training. So he'd go to his PT in the morning and then he'd have lunch and then he'd come to me for the afternoon for like 1 or 2 hours sometimes. And we would just like train.
Perfect, perfect. So how do you actually become part of this project? Did Marvel actually knock on your door?
They did. I got an email from one of the producers, and I read through the email, and I didn't really understand what the movie was. And obviously, they use like code names for films that we were never told. And then a few weeks later, a few things came out in the press about the name of the film, and I didn't figure it out. It was my assistant choreographer that said, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "No, I'm not sitting down." And he said, "Sit down. This is a Marvel film. We're going to be in the MCU. Like, this is a big deal." So yeah, that's when my mind was blown.
Do you know that it was going to be a multicultural part of this movie? Because it's amazing how everybody from around the world.
I had an inkling because I was like, it has to be Bollywood because they're contacting me. But when I'd watched The Big Sick and I knew of Kumail's work. So when I found out it was him, I was like, oh, this is incredible. This is incredible.
Now, in your experience, because obviously you have worked with Bollywood movies and Hollywood movies, but what's the difference between both of them?
Honestly, I could sit here all day and tell you the differences, but I have to be honest that I love working in Hollywood. It's such a different vibe. It's such a different working culture. And there is so much more openness to ideas and things being different. And I think Chloe was so daring, not just with my scene, but with the whole movie. And I think people that get it, and people that don't get it, but I totally got it. Like I was on board with her vision. And so I think with Hollywood movies, you can definitely look to represent slightly different things. I was saying to someone else, we could have gone totally action with it, but we went pure romance and like drama. So I think we represented the parts of Bollywood we felt like we could in that short scene. So I was really happy with the result.
Amazing. And how many people got involved into this dance sequence? Because it was a big dance sequence.
Yeah, so it was 50 dancers in total, plus the 2 leads. And then, yeah, it was like obviously a few people behind the scenes that helped me out. There was a costume designer, and, you know, I got to even source the music. The singer that actually sang Nach Mera Hero is a good friend of mine, Selena Sharma, and her voice just was so beautiful for the track as well. So I think it was the only original song on the soundtrack, and everything else was you know,
Covered.
yeah, covers. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time. We love this movie. I mean, it's something that we are really related over here in Arizona with Chloe, because Chloe did the previous movie over here in Arizona as well.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your work. We're looking forward to seeing this movie on DVD. It's coming out on February 14 or 15.
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Lovely to speak to you.